Hello beautiful people and welcome back to my channel. And today is a very sad day. And I found spider mites on my oldest plant, like my OG baby. If you guys watch videos on my channel before, then you know my heartleaf philodendron is my very first plant baby. And I found spider mites on her. And I'm not okay. Okay. I had to cut a lot of the plant back, but seems to be doing okay. We're in recovery, and I just wanted to show you guys two different things that I've been doing in order to treat it. You can see her back here in the corner. She's recovering. We'll be okay, I hope. I just wanted to go over with you guys what I've been doing in order to help. First things first, if you guys have watched anything on this channel before, you know that I am more of the chemical-free, holistic side of things. I try to keep things as natural as possible. I try to not use many chemicals, if any at all. But you know, sometimes desperate times call for desperate measures. So I just wanted to show you guys the two things that I've been using for my plants, and I take blame for this 100% because usually I use neem oil as a preventative measure. Once a week, once every 2 weeks, I'm usually spraying down my plants with neem oil to make sure that, you know, if anything is there, it's not gonna start growing. And this year I've been kind of slacking on it. That and my giant humidifier behind me. It's been so hot lately that I just haven't been filling it, so the humidity has been really low in here, which obviously has been drying out the plants more, which I feel like also creates a disaster zone for, you know, pests to develop in. So anyway, first things first is neem oil. Now this is not sponsored, endorsed, or anything. These opinions are entirely my own. It's not sponsored. Anyway, first thing is neem oil. Now I've been using neem oil the longest, like I said, as a preventative measure, and I use it one of two ways. So if I'm doing, because I also use it on my outdoor garden, but when you use it outside, you want to make sure that you're doing it after the sun has passed on your plants for the day, so preferably at night, or like the right side of my garden, the sun leaves after around 2 p.m. So like I'll spray the neem oil then. And then like all my containers, that's basically all day sun, so I'll wait till nighttime to spray it there. However, you can put it in a giant thing like this. So it's a sprayer pump, and you just fill it up with however much you need. There's measurements on the side. You fill it up with water, and then you also you can use dish soap, you can use Castile soap. Just try to use something as an emulsifier. So you add that in, and then you add, the measurements are on here, so it's 1.5 teaspoons of neem oil per quart of water, and then you just add that, and then this little nifty thing, you just pump it a few times, and then when it starts to get more difficult, then you can start spraying it, and you just hold it down and spray everything. And so that's how I use it when I'm doing like all my plants, or if I'm using or if I'm spraying the garden outside. Or I have this little guy that's smaller, and I did write on here neem oil for plants. But anywho, same thing in here, is just the smaller. This is more like if I'm treating one plant or a few of them, or if I'm just doing prevention, then I just put it in here and just spray a little bit on each of my plants. But if I'm doing like a hardcore treatment or my outdoor garden, I'm using this guy right here. The other thing I used, only because I was using the neem oil and it wasn't getting any better, and it ended up spreading to a few of my other plants. So I was like, you know what, I gotta nip this in the bud. I can't let it spread to all of my indoor plants. And that is the Captain Jack's Dead Bug Brew. It works on caterpillars, moths, leaf miners, spider mites, tent caterpillars, thrift, baghorns, borers, and beetles. And you can use this outdoors and indoors. So you can use it on your vegetables, you can use it on your houseplants. And if you are using it on your houseplants, guys, this is a chemical. So just make sure that you're using it not around your kids. So at nighttime, spray that. Make sure that it's in a well ventilated area. And this is a concentrate, so you only need a very small amount. If you're doing a gallon spray thing, or like my bigger, or like a half-gallon spray thing, like my bigger one, you'd only need 1 fluid ounces of this, and then you go ahead and mix that in there. And then you only want to mix up what you're going to use in 24 hours, because after 24 hours it loses its potency and it's not going to be as effective. So yeah, these are the 2 things that I recommend: Captain Jack's Dead Bug Brew and then the neem oil. Like I said, I only used this once, and it was because the spider mite situation, unfortunately, it got a little out of control and I didn't want it to progress further, so you know, I had to use this. But as long as you're staying on top of your preventative measures and making sure that, you know, the humidity stays okay, your soil is staying moist, and you know, you're treating your plants once a week, once every 2 weeks, then you shouldn't really have to worry about an infestation like that. Like I said, I've had plants for what, almost 3 years at this point, and this is my first time I've ever had any kind of pest infestation. And I do usually recommend that anytime you get a new plant, especially if you're buying it from a place that you've never bought before, or if you're buying it from, you know, a Home Depot or a Lowe's or a grocery store, you always want to make sure you're quarantining your plants for at least 2 to 3 weeks, making sure that they're in an area by themselves away from the rest of your plants, because if, God forbid, they brought something home from the store with them, you don't want them to spread to your other plant babies and have a whole situation. So those are just my tips for that. And then what you can also do for spider mites is you can take the neem oil. Here, let me just unwrap this so we can see. You can take a makeup brush and you can take your neem oil mixture with your soap, and then you just wipe it. So you just wipe the brush on the bottom of the leaf, the top of the leaves, and if you have any kind of plant like a philodendron or a monstera, they love to live right here in this little crevice, divot thing, whatever you want to call it. But right there in that crevice is really where spider mites like to live. And you always want to make sure that you're checking underneath your leaves for any pests as well. And that's it, guys. That's all I have to say. If you guys want, I can also do another video on house plant pests, like which ones are the common ones and how you can treat them. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.